In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the key to success in life and relationships. And if you do this one thing, that's it, one thing, it'll make a huge impact in the level of depthness and your connection and intimacy in your life and your relationships. And I'm going to dive right into that sucker as soon as we get back, so don't go nowhere. Hey, welcome back, you awesome fucking weirdos. My name is Tony Fonte. How you doing? I help men reignite the 4 Ps, your passion, your power, your purpose, and your playfulness to create deeper connection with and intimacy in your life and relationships. Boom. All right, before I dive into the message today, the key to success in life and relationships, and if you do this one thing, it'll make a huge impact on the level of depthness of the connection in your life and relationship. Before I do that, make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell to be notified of new videos when they drop. All right, boom. Okay, here we go. Here's this one thing. It's actually really easy. It's really simple. We tend to make it hard because of what it is. And here it is. You ready? Lean in. Lean the fuck in. You ready? You ready for it? Better be sitting down. It's facing your shadow. Facing your shadow. And what do I mean by facing your shadow for those who are new to the awakening journey, to spiritual journey? And what does it mean to face your shadow? Like your shadow on the wall? What is that? Your shadow, your ego, your wounds, your stories, your pain, your trauma. All of it. It's just a shadow. It's called shadow work, called inner work. Going inside. Facing the shadow. And the key here is when you go inside. So we have all these triggers, right? Our partner will trigger us. Life triggers us. And it triggers responses, fears, reactions, all these things, all this pain, all this trauma. We're not aware of it. We just know those things are happening, but we're trying to get the outside world and our partner to stop it, to change, so we could feel better, versus actually facing the shadow, facing the fear. And if we just face the fear, face the shadows, face our insecurities, facing all our pains and traumas, all our beliefs and our conditioning that we're not good enough, that we're not deserving enough. And then we gotta do things to feel good enough. We gotta have so much money to be good enough, to deserving enough. We have to sacrifice or make it hard to feel deserving of those things. These are some of the shadow things that come up. And maybe these are coming up for you. That's why I'm saying them. I know some of these came up for me. Actually, all of these came up for me and have come up for me many, many, many times. Facing the shadow. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been doing this work for quite a while now. Started in 2014. When I had my first spiritual awakening in 2019, I went even deeper and I go deeper. But the deeper you go, you're facing deeper wounds. And some of these you're going to face constantly. I mean, they're going to come up a lot. The deeper it is, the more painful it is, the more traumatic and rooted that the trauma or the pain or the wound is in, the more it's going to come back around. But each time it comes back around, you're going into a deeper level of that so you can release another layer of that. There's layers of things. Some of them will go right away. But facing the shadow. And guess what? Your partner, she is going to trigger those parts of you. And she's not doing it to be vindictive or be an asshole. She's doing it unconsciously because that's what she's designed to do, because she's reflecting back to you how you feel about yourself. She's going to bring up the darkest parts of you, the shadow parts of you. And not for you to run from. She's going to bring up these insecurities. Especially if you started off confident in the beginning and then all of a sudden you caught feelings and things changed and shifted. And maybe you're wondering, why the fuck? I was confident before. What happened? What happened? I don't understand what happened. But she's designed to do that. To bring up the shadow inside you. And you are doing the same for her. You're reflecting back to her. And you have a choice. We can try to control and manipulate our partner in our life, because we tend to do that, which doesn't work long term. It creates more chaos within. Versus going within and finding peace within and facing that, observing it without judgment, And then really diving in and saying, where's this come from? Is it really mine? Because a lot of the thoughts we have, a lot of the beliefs we have aren't even ours. They're conditioned in us as a kid, passed on to us from generation to generation. And they're also perceived stories, perceived beliefs based off of what we perceive to be true or what happening as a kid. Oh, Dad stopped showing me love. I must not be lovable. Something must be wrong with me. Therefore, I must change who I am to get the love and acceptance and validation. And then guess what happens? That gets stored down unconsciously. Now we're living on our life from those unconscious beliefs. Now when relationships are getting triggered and wondering why our relationships aren't that strong or that great, or even the ones that are good, they don't last. We sabotage the shit out of them. We don't realize we're sabotaging them. Because it's all unconscious. And when we become conscious, more conscious of what we want, what we desire, why we're feeling the way, why we show up the way we show up, we have the ability and the power to change and shift that, because we are the creators of our world, of our reality. Everything is energy and everything is vibration. And our shadows put off a vibration. They'll put off stronger. It doesn't matter what you think consciously. Whatever the stronger vibration is inside will win until you shift it. And you make that effort. Your partner is going to bring up your shadow side of you. And if you take it within and start working within and then being vulnerable with her, communicating with her, I know that vulnerability thing usually makes people's asses pucker. It did me in the beginning, and I'm a pretty vulnerable guy, but the deeper you go in the vulnerability, the more that ass will pucker up. Because it's taking you deeper into yourself, taking deeper into who you are, and stop rejecting those parts of you and trying to get our partners to do what we want in order us to feel better. We do the thing to feel better, and then our reality shifts and she reflects that back. And the same for her. The biggest key is to face your shadow. They bring out the best parts of us, but they also bring out the darkest parts of us as well. And most of us have been afraid of our shadow, afraid of that, doing that deeper work, because we're conditioned, especially men, to not feel, not to face. We push shit down. You push shit down. You man up. Train your mind to be stronger than your emotions. And that's only partly true, by the way. Training your mind to be stronger than your emotions. There's another piece to that. Stronger relationships, deeper intimacy requires deeper intimacy with yourself, deeper awareness, deeper acceptance of the truth and reality of what's really going on, accepting both the dark and the light inside you. And when you begin facing your shadow, you become more free, which allows you to show up more fully as yourself, to lead more powerfully, to lead in the divine masculine, to allow the divine feminine to soften into her feminine. Is it always going to be that way? No. You're going to have your moments. She's going to need to step up and take the lead while you're working through shit and holding that space for you. It's healing those parts inside, the divine feminine, the divine masculine within. We both have those energies within, masculine and feminine energies within. We have the wounded masculine, the wounded feminine, and we have the divine masculine and divine feminine. And we start healing. Guess what happens? Now we start showing up in that more divine piece of us that we are. So use relationships what they're intended for, to expose the parts of us that we've been hiding, to expose the parts that lay hidden, to expose the parts that we've blocked out with our mind, but the body holds on to, and become more free. And become stronger, intimate with yourself, connected with yourself, which allows you to connect deeper and open up deeper with your partner. All right, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what came up from you, what resonated with you, what stood out to you, what didn't resonate with you. I'd love to hear all of it, what resistance you may have felt while you were watching this. Love to hear from you. It fires me up to see what's coming out, how this serves you, and it actually just benefits me to hear from you, and so I can go deeper into these things as well. And if you want to go deeper on this journey together and work together, there are many different ways that we can do that. Some are self-paced, some you can actually work with me on a more intimate level and get more guidance on those things. I'll have the links to all of that below, and you can figure out what resonates with you and go from there. All right, I'll talk to y'all later and see you on the next episode of the Laughing Through Life show. Peace.